Welcome to WNL Sports Weekly. I'm Jeremy Franklin. This week we'll speak with field hockey player Ariyel Yavalar, women's cross-country runner Katie Bearup, and football captain Max Garrett. But first, a quick look back at the weekend in Washington Lee athletics. The field hockey team won the second ODAC championship in program history, defeating Lynchburg 2-1 in overtime in the title game at the WNL Turf Field. In other ODAC championship contests, men's soccer fell 2-1 at Lynchburg, and volleyball lost a 3-2 nail-biter on the road against Randolph-Macon. Football picked up its fifth consecutive win, besting Bridgewater 49-21, and wrestling opened up the season with a 27-18 loss to 10th-ranked Ferrum. Joining me now is Ariyel Yavalar, junior field hockey player from Baltimore. Ariyel, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You guys came up just short in the ODAC championship game in 2015 and 2016. You broke through over the weekend with that overtime win against Lynchburg. What does that accomplishment mean to the team?
Oh, it meant so much to the players, the coaches, the parents, the fans. Speaking for the juniors and seniors, coming so close 2 years in a row, winning this year made it even sweeter. And not only that, but winning and being undefeated in conference was the perfect end to a season.
The second half of the championship game was played in, shall we say, less than ideal conditions. How were the Generals able to battle through the elements?
Well, due to the water, the ball was forced into our defensive end and we couldn't really get it out because of it. And I think you could really see all of the conditioning and training and skill work that the defense has put in because they were able to shut Lynchburg down every single time.
You're the starting goalkeeper for Washington Lee. What's the biggest strength of the Generals' defense?
I would say it's the closeness of the defense as a whole. I've been playing with them for 2 to 3 seasons, and we know each other's strengths and weaknesses, and we're able to communicate efficiently, and we just never give up.
This will be the program's first NCAA tournament appearance since 2005. What are your expectations as the Generals get set to face Denison later on today?
Well, we're very excited for it, not only to be in the NCAA for the first time since 2005, but to be hosting. And we played Denison earlier in the season, but we've grown a lot as a team since then, as I'm sure they have. So it's going to be a great game, and we're really hoping a lot of people will come out and support.
Ariyel, thanks for joining us. Best of luck this afternoon.
Thank you.
With me in the studio is Katie Bearup, sophomore cross-country runner from Arvada, Colorado. Katie, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Going back to the ODAC meet, you were one of 6 all-conference runners for the Generals. Washington and Lee ended up finishing 40 points ahead of second-place Lynchburg and winning the title. What led to such a great team performance at the ODAC meet?
Well, since the beginning of the summer when we started training in June, our training has been skewed towards running fast in this postseason, which is ODACs, regionals, and hopefully nationals. And also ODACs was the first time that we got to run our top 7 runners together in the same meet. So it's really motivating to be with that group and just to see what we can do together.
The ODAC title was the 17th conference championship in WNL program history. What does it mean to be part of a program that's had so much success throughout the years?
It means a lot to be surrounded by coaches and other athletes who always have the team's best interests in mind. This was the 3rd consecutive year we won the ODAC title, so it shows our program is heading in the right direction. And I think a lot of that has to do with who is on the team, and past and present, and we really have the right people that will keep the program going in the right direction.
5 of the 6 Generals who scored all conference honors this year are first years or sophomores, including yourself. How have you and some of your young teammates been able to have such an immediate impact on the program?
It's been really good for our depth. We actually have 10 freshmen on the roster and 4 sophomores, which is over half the team together. And so just that adds a lot of depth, and we'll also be able to continue the values of the team throughout the years and also just keep improving throughout our program.
What are the team's expectations for the South-Southeast Regional this weekend?
With our top 7 only running together at ODACs this past weekend, we don't really know what we can do as a group, and not only do we not know, but the region doesn't know either. So we're very hopeful. We hope to get the second spot and advance to nationals as a team. But other than that, we're just going to walk away with no regrets and have a great race.
Katie, thanks for joining us. Good luck at the regional meet.
Thank you.
Here with me now is Max Garrett, senior football captain from Fairfield, Connecticut. Max, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Saturday's victory over Bridgewater was the 5th straight win for Washington and Lee. How has the team been able to battle through some injuries this year and continue to get results?
You know, I think it's kind of a 2-pronged approach. We've had great support from those guys who have gone down, and some younger guys step up in some key roles and really take on a lot of responsibility and execute well. Obviously, it was devastating to lose, you know, a captain, Emery and Henry Walker Brand, and not just a captain, the cornerstone of our team. You know, he's just a positive influence on and off the field. And what I thought was so impressive was he just never stopped smiling throughout the entire process. And losing a feature back like that could be devastating, but he spun it to inspire us. And that was kind of the start of our run. And then the next game we lose our senior other captain and quarterback, Matt Scrow. And again, a guy who makes sure he's always around, make sure he's coaching up the younger guys and being a positive influence. I think the inspiration from those guys, along with some younger guys getting put in some roles they probably didn't expect to be put in this year. I think that also kind of shows, the top to bottom, determination we've had this year and focus. So I think it's kind of a credit to both those people. We've had great support from the upperclassmen, even those off the field. And I got to give credit to younger guys who've done a great job stepping up and answering the call and ringing the bell. So.
W&L now ranks second in the ODAC in both total defense and scoring defense. What's made the Generals so effective on that side of the ball? I think over the years we've had some, physical developments as well as, some recruiting and then just a veteran group right now. I know in the back seven we're littered with four-year starters and up front after our loss to Thomas More in the playoffs, we realized we needed to beef up our defensive line. It's been something we focused on during recruiting. And I think this season more than any other, we've been focusing on maintaining weight, keeping, guys healthy. So I think, it's more of kind of a development of the entire program. I think W&L football has been heading in the right direction for a while now, and it's just the next step in our process to get, different types of athletes, good athletes on the field, and along with some guys with a lot of experience. My freshman year, there was a ton of guys who were freshmen starting, and now those guys are four-year starters that can kind of pass down a lot of experience to some younger guys as well. So. You've led the ODAC in tackles over the past 2 seasons. How do you approach your role as one of the linebackers?
I think my role has definitely changed a lot from beginning to end of my career. Hopefully not end soon, but at first as a freshman, I was just trying not to be a liability, trying to do my role and do it well. Sophomore year was kind of a year where, I tried to take that next step and be a key player on the defense. But as I've been getting older, I think it's less now about statistics and trying to just do my job and more being a leader for the entire defense and being hopefully a good role model to some of those younger classmen. So I now don't kind of measure my games in terms of tackles, but in terms of, how well did I help other guys? Am I helping them figure out their roles? Am I making the right adjustments for the entire defense in the game? So I think that, my focus has kind of shifted from more of a micro to macro level over the years.
With a win at Shenandoah on Saturday, the Generals would claim the ODAC title and return to the NCAA playoffs. What does W&L need to do to make that happen?
Well, obviously it's a great opponent in Shenandoah. At one point, the #1 passing offense in the nation, and they're still pretty close in D1 and D3. It's just going to take a lot of focus. There's going to need to be a ton of adjustments, obviously. It's an offense that we haven't seen, an offense, a passing threat that we haven't really played against. So I think it's going to take a little bit of adjustments. I think it's going to take a lot of focus this week during practice, which, we've already had a good day one. And just, a lot of determination. It's whether we like it or not, it's going to be a dogfight. And I'm getting ready for an exciting and hopefully good game.
Max, thanks for joining us. Best of luck this weekend.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
It's time now for a look at the upcoming weekend. The men's soccer team will host first and second round games in the NCAA tournament. The Generals open up against Mary Washington on Saturday, with the second round contest slated for Sunday at Watt Field. Also Saturday, men's and women's cross country travel to Newport News for the NCAA South-Southeast Regional. Football will wrap up the regular season with the ODAC title on the line at Shenandoah. Wrestling competes in the Washington and Jefferson Invitational, while the swimming teams head to Pittsburgh for a meet against Carnegie Mellon and Grove City. And riding will take part in the Sweetbriar Lynchburg Invitational. For W&L Sports Weekly, I'm Jeremy Franklin. Thanks for watching.